What's up, YouTube? So, figured I'd do another shop tour slash update of my workspace since I completely changed the whole thing pretty recently, this week actually. And whenever I have an idea of a way that I want to organize the shop, I always search YouTube and see if anyone's done it. And there's a lot of good stuff on there. And a lot of that stuff is how I come up with a lot of these ways to organize the shop. So, figured I'd share mine and hopefully it gives everybody else some good ideas. So if you haven't seen my last video, this is a 30 by 13, basically a one-car garage, but it's super long. This is just my home garage that I do my personal stuff in. This has a little bump out here, so it's not exactly like, straight all the way down, even though I wish it was, but can't really take this out because the furnace for the house is in here, and be a lot of work to move it, so I just kind of deal with it for now. But it gets a little narrow towards the back of the car here, but it opens up a ton up there, so I work with it. Like I said, this bump out has the furnace for the house in it, and had a ton of space basically from this door line all the way over. It was empty, so took advantage of that, and I actually put my air compressor in there. Then there's a whole shelving unit on this side that just has tons and tons and tons of overflow parts for this car and other Supras and stuff like that. So worked out really good. It hides all the ugly stuff in there, and it makes me happy. So got a 60-gallon upright air compressor in there, 220 volt. Basically it just hides in there. It is pretty loud when it kicks on, but it's not bad. It doesn't get too hot in there or anything for it. Like I said, this shop is a 30 by 13. Got half of it done in this rubber flooring that my cousin got for me. It's like a gym flooring. It's like 3/8 of an inch thick, and it interlocks. My next thing is going to be to try to find a place to move all this stuff out for a few days and actually epoxy this whole floor or do something with it, because I'd really like to have a nice floor throughout the whole shop. And I thought about Swiss tracks or something of that sort, but I think epoxy might be the way that I might go, because I like hard flooring. I like shiny flooring, and I love lighting, so it'd be awesome to have a light colored floor for the lighting to bounce off of underneath the car and everything. Tell me in the comments what you guys have in your floor, and let me know what works best and what doesn't, and I'll take that stuff into consideration. But since you guys last seen this shop, I completely repainted all the walls. It was gray. It was a really close color to this already, but I swapped it to a more glossy gray. I did that kind of because I wanted to paint the ceiling black, and I wanted more light to bounce off things. So it was a matte gray, and now it's like a glossy gray. Of course, it's cinder block, so it doesn't really show it well, but it is gloss. Painted the whole ceiling black. It's just gloss black paint with, it's got some flake in it, and it does some sparkling stuff and everything. It's kind of cool, but you can't really see it that well on camera. So the entire ceiling's black. Painted a lot of the garage door stuff black because I was tired of seeing it. And when you paint it black, it kind of disappears when you're just not looking super hard at it. But painted back here, this wall black, and the spring and everything else black. Still need to take the garage door opener down and see if I can paint this case black and maybe make this lens clear again, because that's supposed to be clear. Yeah, that just shows you how old it is. Along with that garage door opener, there used to be a big brown box here that would open it. You'd have to push 2 buttons. It was really finicky and weird, so I actually just took a momentary button and actually figured out how to wire it in, and now you just push the button and it opens, and I got this plate and custom made this plate for it. So it's a lot cleaner than it was before. I got this ventless heater for this shop. A lot of guys that know things about these know that these put a bunch of moisture in the air, and it's not really good for your tools or metal or anything like that. But the shop is so small that I'm able to run this on low just for a couple minutes, and it's really warm in here, so I haven't had too many issues with it. I think I'm going to pull this off and eventually paint the face of this or powder coat in like a high temp paint, because I don't like the white. It doesn't really go with anything in here anymore. But another thing on the to-do list. Over here is my dirty area. So basically, anytime I need to paint or, for example, do epoxy, I'm doing some carbon fiber work to this door panel right now for my Supra. Anytime I could do stuff like that, I use this heavy duty steel bench. It's just all steel, just homemade. And it's easy to just take it right around the corner outside, grind the top off, bring it back in, and then you're done. So I got a lot of workspace, obviously, but this is all like fine workspace that I do like restoration stuff on and put stuff together. I leave all the dirty stuff for here or out in the porch on a plastic table or something. Got some cylinder heads and some random stuff hiding down here that just was storage that didn't fit inside there. Like I said, I got my 60-gallon air compressor in there, and recently I got these air lines. So this is an air line here. Same with this. This is all 3/4 inch aluminum core air line. And I basically ran it out of here, dropped it down, across the beam, dropped it down so it's nice and symmetrical. And then I got one that comes all the way back and down to this back wall because my driveway is super long, and I can hook a hose here and go air tires up or do whatever I need to do out there, so that's nice. Then the center splits off, goes up here, and it actually connects into this hose reel. So previously I had the air compressor in there and then just the hose reel right here, and I didn't like that because it would whip against the car or try to whip against the car, and it's a hand crank and it was low and it was just kind of a pain. So got this whole airline set up, came out pretty good. Like I said, I added this reel right here, so this is cool. I could take this anywhere in the shop, even it'll go 20-30 feet out the door, and then just put it right back up. And since I got this island here, it's, you know, out of the way. You're not going to hit your head on it or anything. The only issue with this airline setup is I bought kind of a cheap one, and these blocks, these wall blocks, were actually machined super poor. The threads were all messed up. All 3 sets of threads were messed up, and originally I tried to put it together with just thread tape, and all of them leaked. Every single one of them on every block leaked. So basically I had to go through and I thread taped it with good thread tape, and I put some actual pipe sealant on here, some liquid pipe sealant, let that sit, and I was actually able to get it sealed up with that. So it's been holding 100 psi for a really long time, and these huge lines actually add volume to the air tank, which is cool, and they discharge air super fast because they're really big. So you get some good airflow out of it, and really all I use it for is blowing stuff and blow guns and filling up tires, stuff like that. I use all my electric tools for anything else, but came out pretty nice. I've had all this lighting pretty much. I did add this one here, and I have another one down there I gotta add because it's a little bit dark down there. But even with the black ceiling, the lighting's so bright that it glares the screen, obviously, and I got plenty of lighting here, so I'm not too worried about it. Along with the hose reel up here, got an electrical cord reel that pivots, just pulls right out, and that's actually ran over here. Cord just comes up over and gets plugged in, and the lights are actually ran off that plug too. They're all linked. You can link I think 6 of them together before you run into any issues before they dim. But I like having these reels up here above the island. You can basically take them anywhere you want, and then they go out of the way and they look really clean. These reels and lights and everything are all centered on the main part of the garage, so everything's nice and symmetrical and centered. Over here, I used to have my Snap-on tool cart, like a 40-inch royal blue cart. But I actually sold that because I didn't like having no space in between this corner, and then I couldn't put it as an island because the top flipped up and didn't have a work surface, and I didn't want to ruin it by working on the top of it. So I sold that, and then I got this for less money. So I was able to get this and save some money, so that's pretty cool. And then obviously you can work on this. So I still got my Snap-on regular toolbox, 54-inch, I think, Master Series. This is all my hand tools, so this is sockets, ratchets, wrenches, that sort of stuff. That's where all this stuff lives. I still got my Snap-on fish tank. I had this last time. I don't heat it all the time out here. I just run that heater when I'm in here, so it does get a little cold. So this tank is dirty and needs cleaned, but I don't really keep anything in there because it just gets too cold. Over here on this side is my cleaning sort of side. I got trash, broom, long broom that's folded up, paper towels, all that kind of stuff's over here hidden away. And I found that trash can that fits perfect in there, so that's sweet. Still have my new age cabinet set up. These cabinets have been great. I don't think they make these cabinets anymore, so finding any ones to match kind of is hard. Finding any replacement parts is pretty hard, but haven't really had any issues or needed to replace anything, so it's been decent. This side cabinet, just like organizers, mop, cleaning stuff, literal junk cabinet. I got all kinds of stuff in there, motorcycle parts, car parts, old back brace, random stuff. These top cabinets are all dedicated to certain things. Like this is detailing cabinet. This is like random sprays and paints and greases and stuff. And then this is like all spray paint that's organized and matches and some butane and stuff like that. Cabinet on this side is car part staging. So when you have something tore apart like this and you want to have a nice clean shop, you gotta basically hide everything. So I do work in this shop. This is how I work, and this is how clean it stays because I stage everything. So these are parts that need restored. Basically these three. There's some miscellaneous stuff, but these are basically parts that need restored. And these parts that I've finished restoring or made. So 3D printed stuff, painted stuff, restored parts that have been powder coated with new hardware. All that kinds of stuff is up here and in here. Just waiting to go on the car in various stages. Down here is just oil pan and step stool because I've been working in here. Down here in these bottom cabinets is basically miscellaneous stuff in here, pens and all that kind of stuff. Some seals and hose clamps, stuff like that. So a lot of supplies are over here. This is all paint and like actual car paint and oils and coolants and brake fluids and body filler, stuff like that. This is my hazardous cabinet, basically. This is all basically electrical stuff, connectors and soldering irons, torches, tape, some light diagnostic stuff and connectors, stuff like that. I got my hardware bins up here. This center one is basically empty because I'm going to start stocking a lot of stainless hardware because I always need basically the same 3 or 4 sizes for everything I'm putting on my car. So I'm going to start stocking certain sizes of stainless button head hardware and whatever in there, but this one is mostly house stuff. A lot of screws, lags, anchors, nails are all in here, all kinds of stuff. So that's basically that one. This one is all old bolts or miscellaneous bolts. So I got a ton of leftover stuff from cars I've taken apart or projects I've done. So that's all that stuff. Like I said, I sold my Snap-on tool cart in order to get this as an island. So came out pretty sweet. I like how it sits. I like the size of it. The top folds up on this one. It's pretty cool. You can lock it side to side, so you can have one side open, one side closed. But got some light fabrication stuff in here. Bead roller and dimple dies. I need to get more of those, but a lot of koozies and drink mats and stuff like that in here. This is all basically my M12 Milwaukee tools. I don't have a ton of Milwaukee M12 stuff, but this is M12 and grinding bits and or die grinder bits and cut off wheels, stuff like that. And the coolest part about this toolbox, and one of the main reasons I got it, is it has a power drawer. So I can keep impacts and drills and grinders, sawzalls, batteries, all that stuff in here. So it's pretty sweet. Got more stuff down here. Basically anything that won't fit in there is a vacuum and circular saw. I got some specialty automotive tools in here. Some empty drawers so I can expand. Always looking for expansion. Whenever you try to keep a shop clean and nice, it's a good idea to have more space to put things in than you need. This top drawer is going to be my carpentry or carpenter's drawer. So a lot of house tools, squares, levels, stuff like that, tape measures. That's all going to go in here because I never had a place to put all this that was like an organized place. So that's all going to be in there. Down on this side, a lot of straps. I got a ton of straps. Straps are awesome for the trailer or whatever else you need to do. So I basically have those in here. Have another set in my car that matches. Got some empty drawers. And basically down here is just some bags and my heat gun and stuff like that. So I got plenty of room to expand in here. That's the whole point of getting things like this, is so you have room to organize. But yeah, this is a great box and a great surface to work on. This box actually matches this one over here. I bought this one first, and that's kind of what got me hooked on these Husky boxes. Only the heavy duties though. So these are the soft closed drawer versions, and these are actually, in my opinion, one of the best store-bought toolboxes that you can buy, is these Husky heavy duty ones. They even make cabinets and all that kinds of stuff. But I bought this one originally for basically the same thing as this, overflow, because I run out of space and I like organizing. But this is basically another overflow box that has stuff that I don't want to keep in my main box. So this is like gloves, another empty drawer, paintbrushes, scrapers, mixing sticks, tapes, sanding blocks, sanding paper, a bunch of random miscellaneous stuff in here, paint guns and air tools and mixing cups, stuff like that. So that bank is all full of paint and brushes and basically all that kind of stuff. This bank is empty, so I got some room to expand and put some stuff in there. This top drawer is super big mess. It's got miscellaneous stuff in it right now from organizing the shop. That's my catch-all drawer right now. This drawer is going to end up being like, I don't know, another miscellaneous drawer probably with multi-tools, or not multi-tools, but Dremel tools and upholstery tools and just random stuff. I don't know. This next drawer is just a storage drawer for engine parts. So this is connecting rods, pistons, bearings, freeze plugs, all kinds of stuff like that. This next drawer is basically my machinist drawer. So calipers, dial indicators, stuff like that. Got some tint just sitting in here for now. Down here is more car wash stuff that wouldn't fit up there in that cabinet. Keep that down there. So basically everything has a home, so you can keep a garage clean like this when you have a place to put everything. More space than not always helps. This is basically like my viewing area or show off area. If somebody brings me something cool like Hot Wheels cars, or we end up drinking some Crown Royal and saving those bags, or stuff that's brought home from work, that all goes here. So it's just my little like memories sort of area that goes on here. Got this fridge a long time ago. This thing's been sweet. Don't remember the brand on this. I think it's, I'm not sure what this is actually, but got this from Menards, I think, and this has been great. It's been awesome having it in here. Basic old sticker bomb door and coat rack, bottle opener. But yeah, this is basically my updated version of my home shop. It's coming along nice. I still got a couple things I want to do, like I said, some flooring and all that kind of stuff, but it's coming along. It's pretty clean for a home shop, I think. Pretty clean for actually being worked in, so I'm proud of that. If you guys want to see anything specific, go ahead and let me know. Comment down below and subscribe, please, if you would. I appreciate it.